What's going on, guys? I hope all is well. So I wanted to talk about budgeting and why budgeting is very important. And I was reading a Bible scripture in the book of Luke, and I thought it was very fitting on why budgeting is important and why it's just needed. So I want to go to the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 28. And this is going to really surprise you because even Jesus kind of mentioned the importance of budgeting and planning. So the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 28, it says, "For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?" And with this, the bigger picture is Jesus stating that, when you follow him, it's a cost to it. But then he gives a statement talking about, even when you trying to build something, you need to plan. You need to be able to count the cost, budget, essentially. So it lets us know that it's very important to know the status of your money. Know the status of it, because in the times that we are in, you cannot be just spontaneous with money. You have to actually sit down, when you have money. You have to sit down and be able to know what's coming in. You have to know what's coming out. You have to know your liabilities. And you have to figure out what's needed to be able to optimize your finances and not live in a spontaneous way. Because you think about this parable that Jesus just stated that, for which you intended to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. So say, for example, in this case, someone was building something. Jesus stated a tower, but in these times, let's just state that, hey, if someone's building a house. Before building a house, you need to know how much money you need, because things are going to come up. You have to take into consideration, this happened, this may happen, or I may need this amount of lumber. I may need this amount of material. Or what if I need this material for the roofing? And those costs can add up. And say, for example, you don't take into consideration the cost, you may not have enough money to be able to, fill or finish the project. So that's why it's very important, as Jesus stated, to count the cost up before you do anything. That's wisdom. That's God-given wisdom that we should have with our finances when we're doing something with money, and not just being spontaneous with money, but actually sitting down and coming up with a game plan. It's a Bible scripture that states that without a vision, the people perish. You have to have a vision for your money, essentially. You have to know what you want your money to do, what's your goals for your money, what you plan on doing as far as with your money this year, within the next 5 years. What's your plans as far as building wealth? What's your plans as far as building wealth within the next 10 years? So I've been experimenting and I've used the zero-based budget plan over the past years, and it's worked well for me. So when trying to budget my money, I used a zero-based budget. That means at the start of the month, I write down how much money I have coming in. I write down all my liabilities, as far as debts, as far as anything, as far as bills, as far as groceries. And I budget it to know what's coming in, what's coming out, so I can know how to plan. Is something coming out big this month? I can write it down and just have it planned out. So every dollar I have coming in, I have it allocated before the start of the month. And this helps keep me on the right path. A budget basically keeps you on a path. Whereas if you don't have a budget, you are not on a path. You can kind of go anywhere. You'll be like in the ocean. You'll be going from here to there, just going through the waves. But when you have a budget, you're on a plan. You're on a path to go straight, essentially. So that's why it's very important to budget your money. To be able just to know where your money is going, because money can go from you. That's why I always bring up the examples of people who win a lottery, you know, they may become millionaires, even billionaires. And then you look at their story within 5 to 10 years now, and it's only like a small percentage of those people who actually still have their wealth. And then you look at the people who don't have their wealth anymore, they were just spending out of control, you know, buying all the exotic cars, buying all the big houses, buying this for friends, buying this for their loved ones, and they didn't really sit down to budget. Hey, with this money, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to spend this amount of money every year. I want to put this money in this investment account. Just having a plan for it. So that's why we know it's not all about how much you have, but it's about what you do with what you have, being a good steward of what you have. And then once you have that plan, have that budget, that's how you can plan on how much you plan to give, how much you plan to save, how much you plan to do this and that. And it's so very important. So I want to leave with this. Without a vision, the people perish. So when you are budgeting, you are setting a vision for your money. So make sure to set that vision for your money, and that's how you will succeed in building wealth. So I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. I appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. I appreciate you. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.